Good afternoon, hockey fans. Happy Tuesday. We are getting ready for Bemidji versus Moorhead here on a wonderful Tuesday afternoon. The girls have already taken the ice. Got locker room camera all set up for you. Moorhead's here. We'll get you, let's do this. We'll get you Moorhead and Bemidji. We get everything set up for you here. Get a little zoomer action on us there. Maybe a titch more. Titch less. That's about perfect. And get the blue lines together and the net. Kind of the plan. All right. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the broadcast here. We got a big 2 weeks coming up here for you. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and I think Tuesday, Saturday again. Maybe Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday next week. I'll have to get out the schedule. Let's get the goalie cams here for you. Or let's call that the Pemberton cam. There we go. Trying a little something different here with the goalie cams. Got it down at ice level, kind of with that horizontal look, as opposed to the camera looks, right? So we got camera look on Libby and corner on Libby. Or we can go side by side, double Libby. Or we can go Moorhead goalie, or double Moorhead. Either way, we got it rolling here. We got locker room, we got ref cam, we got bench cam. Bench cam's not the greatest. I'm still a big fan of the ref cam, I just got to say. Now we just need the refs to keep that when they come up, do the whole trip thing, make it look good. This is big girl hockey here. So let's give you this here for now. So we got 5:22 and counting here on the warm-up clock. Get this underway. This is the JV game, varsity games at 6. Of course, we'll get that stream out to you. Let's get a little count on Moorhead here. So Moorhead in their dark away oranges with black helmets, black breezers, black numbers, orange jerseys, orange socks. Looking good is Moorhead. Let's get a count here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Looks like 15 and 2 goalies. So 13 skaters. Jacks have been hanging out with the same numbers, 2 goalies. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So it looks like we got, hang on, double count here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hang on. They're like counting cats here. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 2 goalies. So one more skater for the Jacks. They have been sending a couple Novaks back. I think she was on vacation. Good to see Novak back. There's Knutson. There's the Wongberg, George. So per usual, George and Wongberg get the first shift. Seeing if we got anybody else I'm not caught up on here. With Novak being back, Melcher's here, good. Larson, Runnigan, Pemberton, Frank. I already said Novak. Knutson, there's Grand. Runnigan, Carlson. I already said Larson, moves back to Pemberton. Fuller's out there. Byron's out there. All right. Looking forward to a good couple of games here. As you know, the Moorheads are in our section. So, and they're one of the tougher teams. They're usually one of the top teams in the section. So in order to get to state, likely it's going to go through Moorhead. So today's going to give us a real idea, especially in that varsity game, where we stand versus Moorhead. Hopefully going to be welcoming Bailey Roop back. Congratulations to Bailey and the whole Roop family and the crew and the United States USA Hockey and the girls under 18 team. As I think just about everybody knows, they took home the gold, defeating Canada 2-0. What a tight one, right? With all that talent, goalies played just absolutely stellar, but 2-0 is the final. And of course, U.S. took home the gold. Good for them. Congratulations, Bailey. It was fun watching. Welcome home, I hope. Haven't heard officially that you're back. I know we were traveling yesterday, so hopefully you got your land legs back. Looks like Byron's turn in the net. We'll see, though. I guess that's I see Everhart there taking some shots in the net, so I guess we'll see. Give you a quick goalie cams here. Hang tight, everybody. Just got denied on the camera on the glass.
Denied for how?
Mute. All right, everybody. Let's get things going here for you. The refs look like they're ready to go. I'll get my camera on here. Both teams look like they're ready. Maybe I'll just do bench cam. I love it when you make adjustments there, TJ.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, we're about ready to go here. Refs ready? We are underway. Camera's yours. Moorhead controls the draw, but it comes back to Frank. Expected a couple of really good games here. Puck just out front. Knutsen's going to pick that up. She throws it up ice, intercepted by Moorhead.
This is a new jersey set for Moorhead.
Is it?
Yeah, so football has a jersey similar to this, but I haven't seen it in their hockey like this.
Fuller's going to wrap it around to the far side. That's going to get picked off by Moorhead. Here it comes back again. Fuller's going to decide to go the other way. Throws it over to Knutsen. And now Frank's going to try and grab it. And back out to center it comes. You know, you got to love to hate the orange, right? Just because it's Moorhead. It's definitely a bold jersey color. Pemberton tries to steal. Now back to Frank again. Frank getting pestered. Played by Byron. Back to Frank again. This one comes over to Larson at center. Frank and Fuller go off. That brings out Winkler and O'Brien. Now the Spuds try and move it up the near wall. And up through center. Trying the wide path. Still going behind the net. And that one goes off the side of the net. Moorhead still trying to pound it in. And then back out to center. Well, how's the rest of your weekend?
Yeah, oh boy. Kind of like that.
Should open my mouth there.
Yeah.
Shot and a goal up over the blocker. Puts Moorhead up 1-0.
Yeah, and as she comes across the blue line, just didn't quite get picked up defensively. Both defensemen stayed back and just allowed the shooters some space. And she ended up just taking a hard wrister on top of the circles and just puts it up in a good spot. It's a tough spot to save it there, that upper corner over that right shoulder. That's your blocker shoulder as well, right? So it's tough to get that blocker there or that stick or your body in the way. So it's ends up just being a really good shot.
Especially when it comes in hard. That was a heck of a hard shot. This one comes in on the Moorhead goalie. She plays it to the side. Now they try to break up ice. So we got Melcher and Frank. It's like Melcher blew a tire. Now up to Novak. Then to George. George shows it up off a skate of a Spud. Nice pass to gain the zone there. Frank throws it off the wall to Novak. Novak didn't see it coming, or she could have got a little bit better jump there.
And I think the angle was probably just a little bit more than Frank was looking. So it was a good play. So as Frank's coming up, she sees that there's congestion in the middle of the ice, and she's got a winger on the right here that she can hit, but she's got to carry it off the boards. And so she picked her spot, but I just think that the puck came off the board a little bit shallow. Unexpected. Yep. Yeah, it just more towards ends up in being an icing call.
Those are tough passes if you can make them to stretch out somebody. That's really nice. Moorhead called good at the blue line here on the backhand.
Interesting.
Ran into Fuller. That one shot goes wide right of Byron. This one back to the point, though, right in the slot. Lost the handle was the Spuds. And Grand throws it up ice, trying to relieve a little bit of that pressure. So far, the Spuds got the jump on us. Nice pass through center, coming in hard. Byron plays it, shot by the Spuds. And that one gets thrown up ice and picked off by the Spuds.
Yeah, you mentioned a nice pass through center, and that's a good job by the defenseman to look up and see their open skater, and you get that cross-ice pass with momentum going into the zone.
Stolen by the Spuds out front, save Byron, puck's loose.
Puck is loose.
And Libby, I think it was loose there. She got it.
Yep. Had to slide to her left
by
and
much.
catch back up to it. But defensively, right, and there was nobody else left available, right? So any more swinging sticks at it, so that allows a little bit of reprieve for your goaltender. So that's where your defensemen come in and help. Face off,
won by the Jacks. Played out front, Runnigan hits it over to, it's got to be Pemberton. And then up to Larson, but now taken away by the Spuds. And Pemberton's going to grab it. That gets caught up in the skates of the Spud. And now back to O'Brien. She throws it over to Melcher. Melcher's going to play it off the wall. Thrown up, intercepted by the Spuds. And from the slot, blocker save Byron. That one's chipped up with a pitching wedge over the top. Maybe even more of a lob wedge. That one didn't have much on it.
60 degree at least.
Yeah. Not the 56. Got to be the 60. To the end wall. Now back out to the Spuds. They throw it in deep again. Actually didn't miss by much. That 60 was. Out to the slot on the forehand shot. Another blocker save, Byron. So after that first one,
yeah, that's
the blocker's awake. There's another blocker save.
Yeah, that's 4 shots from between the circles. You know, as a goaltender, you're getting a good look at it, but all 4 of those coming to the exact same spot, going for that upper corner. One missed high, one was a goal. Or they started with a goal, and then after that, one missed high, and the next 3 then Byron has got.
So face off to the right of Byron here. Fuller's going to throw it around to Frank. That one's over to Wongberg. Right from the slot again. That one goes off Fuller, but to the back wall. Fuller gets it over to Novak. Novak tries to get it up to George. That didn't work, so Wongberg's going to go to the far wall. 2-on-2 over there at the hash marks. Frank tries to come away with it, but the Spuds chuck it in deep. Fuller blew a tire. Comes over to Novak. And George just loses the handle. Here come the Spuds again. Stolen away by Frank. Nice play by Frank there. Spuds again chucking it in deep. They're really pestering us on breaking us out of the zone here. George coming wide. Gets the shot off. That one FedExed right over the top. Fuller get back. And they're going to ice.
Yeah, the winger there at the center took a right instead of a left, and so I don't think they intended to ice. It was intended for a pass, but nobody was there. But you saw what Bemidji can do when they get a little space, so they got a nice pass out to George. At the blue line, she comes across, has some space to get back into the offensive zone, rips a hard wrister on top of the circle on the near side, but misses high.
10:50 to go here in the first period. This one comes to Grand on the near wall. She looks to center, goes right to an orange. Winkler driving the Spud wide. Out to the point. And now back out. Come to the neutral zone, so the Spuds are going to have to regroup. This one back to Winkler. Spuds trying to get around, shot and a goal. So I got around Winkler possibly and threw it really nice. I mean, shot kind of under the blocker that time.
Yeah, it was O'Brien there between the circles as the Spud, she comes across, and O'Brien just got caught just a little flat-footed. And so tried her best to get that stick out to try and poke at it. But Moorhead just doing a good job when they get in center ice there, Doug, of having a little bit of space and be able to get an uncontested shot off.
So back out to center we go. 2-0 now the score for Moorhead. As they gain the offensive zone here. We've got a few too many passes to nobodies. And that's going to be offsides.
Yeah, it was nice with Moorhead. So growing up in high school in Elk River, Moorhead was a section rival, and so we always had a challenge.
River?
Yeah,
Really?
Back in high school in the mid-'90s. Yeah, in fact, the Section 8AA championship at the National Hockey Center went to 3 overtimes, and Moorhead beat us in that third overtime. That was my junior year.
Ooh,
yeah,
memorable one.
So growing up hating Moorhead and coming to Bemidji and then just
fit right in.
Yeah, allowing the tradition to continue.
Shot. That one looked like it got tipped up over the front or the top of the net. This one over to run again. Just got knocked off the stick of Pemberton, who then dishes it back to Larson. Throws it up ice.
Yeah, Elk River was home of Joel Otto, who played for the Beavers, then for the Calgary Flames, and then Team USA.
Melcher throws it over to Frank. Frank still trying to get somewhere with it. They are not giving us much space at all.
Nope, sure aren't.
Here comes Frank. Got George with her. Frank throws it in deep. George and Wongberg trying to get in there and chase it. Wongberg with a nice body move on the far wall there. And here come the Spuds. Coming around the net. Centering pass. Over to George. George, if she could bust in. George getting pestered. Oh, great save by the goalie. This one comes to the near corner here. And that one gets around Winkler. Spuds coming around the back of the net. Do a little spinorama. Back behind the net. Trying to get it out to the point. Now in the slot. I couldn't tell. Did Byron get a piece of that?
I think she did on the blocker side.
Spuds pick it up through center again, and that's going to be offsides. But the Spuds play it. Fuller throws it up off the wall to Knutson, who couldn't quite handle it. Spuds back through neutral zone here. And then back to Winkler. Back out to the neutral zone. Back to Winkler. Throws it around the ring to Melcher. Melcher wraps it around to Knutson. She missed. Shot. That one was high. FedExed over the top of the net. And back to Melcher. Back to Knutson. Picked off by the Spuds. And then out to the neutral zone. This one comes back to Winkler, to Melcher, to Knutson. There's a theme going there. Now to Grand, picks it up at center. She's 1-on-4. That gets tipped off her stick. And Spuds, shot. Byron gets it, played loose. Couldn't quite handle it, and the Spuds clean up the garbage and put the third one in the net.
Yeah, I don't know if it bobbled out or it looked like maybe she changed her mind on whether she wanted to cover the puck or to sweep it back out to the corner to keep play going. Unfortunately, it was set up back in the offensive zone as they're trying to cross across the blue line with Grand. You know, that timing as she was coming in, she looked to pull back, but at the same time her teammates were going on a line change. So as she pulled back, lost her momentum. That allowed Moorhead to be able to steal it. And because of the line change then as well, there was just less personnel out there for Bemidji.
Right, that was the time to get it in deep. Larson throws it over. Stolen by Pemberton. She lost the handle. Runnigan pushes it forward. So even right there at the blue line, when you're getting pressure like that, when you know you got that pressure, throw it all the way in deep and then go chase it. Top of the circle here. Now down low. Moorhead 3-0. 5:40 left in the first here. And Moorhead tries to throw back to the point.
They wave off icing, so they got to get the puck no matter what.
So the Spuds finally come up through center. That's going to be picked off by Frank, who tries to backhand it. That goes right to a Spud. Frank gets it behind the net where Wongberg tries to get a handle on it. And now they throw it back to the point. And cross ice picked up by the other D. Now they'll throw it back down low. I think a good no call by the ref there, TJ.
Yeah.
She didn't pull her down, but it sure could have looked guilty. Comes around to the near corner here. Out to the D. Off a skate. Now picked up by Frank. Tries to get it up to Novak. Novak picks it up. George throws it towards the net. It goes wide right by about 4 feet. And now back to Winkler. Up to Novak.
Yeah, these Moorhead jerseys, I mean, I think it's kind of sharp with the orange, you know, something you don't typically see in high school. I was gone last year, so I didn't cover any of the high school sports before, so I'm not sure if Moorhead switched in these last year or if this is the first year of it. But in hockey, they would have an all-black jersey set.
Yep, here come the Spuds through center again. Trying to drive into the offensive zone. Picked up by Winkler. And a shot, saved Byron. Now get played by Carlson. And she wraps it around the near side. That one gets played by Winkler. Carlson to pick it up again, throwing it up ice, come back to the Spuds. Grant tries to get out of the zone, that doesn't work. 3:16 to go here in the first. Fuller now picks it up. She throws it up, but didn't get it out of the zone. That's when it's going to come all the way back to Winkler again. And now back around to Grant. Boy, the Spuds is really trapping us in our own zone. And good at the line again. Behind the net. Back out front. That one's going to come back out to the neutral zone. Spuds trying to come through center. Now driving right in the slot. Backhand. Byron gets the flipper pad on it. And back out to the neutral zone again. George got a burst of speed. She's going to be all alone. George on the backhand, saved by the Spuds goalie. Then George gets a little bit of a crunch and munch for her efforts.
Yeah, George coming in with a lot of speed on that last rush. You know, did a great job to jump on that puck and bring it in. Just not quite able to get the goaltender to move enough, but she made a nice move from that forehand to the backhand with the shot. But unfortunately, the goaltender sliding to her right, there wasn't a lot of real estate there and able to get a leg pad on it.
Now stolen away by a run again, and the Spud goalie is just going to play it out of her reach. Minute and 30 left here now. Not a whole lot of whistles other than the 3 goals.
Yeah, not a lot of stoppages. You're right. Not a lot of icings or anything.
And then I open my mouth, and what do we get? A whistle. What do you do? Can I have them on tripod? So face off to the left of the Spud goalie here. The minute and 11 to go. That one kept in by Frank. Here come the Spuds, 2-on-1 if they hurry against Frank. And centering pass just got disrupted enough with 42 to go here. Spuds gain the offensive zone. They try to center. That one's tipped high up over the net. And the Spuds back to the top of the circle. Shot. Woo, that was going to be close, but Byron got the blocker on it. And with 6 seconds left, Pemberton will throw it up ice. Intercepted by the Spuds. Wow, tough go of it here in the first.
Yeah, as we take a look at the way that first period went, I mean, Moorhead really just came out and took away that early advantage and just kind of kept it. Played a lot in the offensive zone, held the zone, and they transitioned the puck really well. And so the way that they were able to pass and just kind of create space, and then especially while they were in the offensive zone, they had a number of uncontested shots as they were up high in the slot or between the circles. They scored their first goal, came that way. It was a nice hard wrister, goes into the upper left-hand corner just above the shoulder of the goaltender. So it's a tough puck to get for Byron, unless you can have a real good look at it. It's just if it gets put at the right spot, it's a tough save to make, and that's essentially what happens there. But, Moorhead was able to replicate that and get 4 more shots, 4 more opportunities at a similar style play. And so for whatever reason, Moorhead just doing a good job being able to kind of clear out that center ice and have some good shooting lanes. The other side of that is you want your goaltender to be able to have a good look at those pucks. But, man, sometimes when it's turning into a sniper shot, it makes it super tough. And a lot of those shots going for that upper corner of the net, and so missing just high. Otherwise, Byron able to get a shoulder on the other ones. All right, see both teams back at their bench. Just getting some more instruction here as we transition from the first period off to the second period. JV starts here this morning or this afternoon, 4 o'clock start for this face-off. Moorhead making the easy trip over here to Bemidji. It's one of the easier road trips. Moorhead plays a similar schedule to Bemidji, similar size school, and they do have a bit more of a numbers advantage, I think. They also pull over some kids from North Dakota as well, especially on the hockey. And be in Bemidji. And so, in any event, Lumberjacks here in their home jerseys, trimmed in white. They've got their white hockey socks, white sweaters, navy blue helmets, navy blue breezers. And off that opening face-off, it goes to Moorhead. Tries to get in the zone. Bemidji chops it back out. Moorhead comes across. They do say it's good. So off to the zone we go. Held it at the point on the near side. Moorhead back in the slot. Now another shot between the circles. No, they don't take it. It's exactly what we talked about in the intermission. Now back near side, just missing on the one-timer. Moorhead dumps it back down into the corner. Tied up, Frank comes in. Back to Moorhead. Now short angle shot, and that one goes off of Byron. Deflects back over to that far side boards. Puck back behind the Bemidji net. Cycles back around. This is Frank. An offensive defenseman for Bemidji. Now back in their own corner. Over to Fuller on the far side. Just a bit too far out in front, but they tie it up along the boards. A couple of Jacks, a couple of Spuds will fight for it now. Neither team really looking in sync here, but Bemidji struggling to get it out of their own zone here. We're about just over a minute into the period. Moorhead goes off for a change. Oh, Bemidji nearly cleared it out of the zone, but instead it got poked in reverse direction. The shot goes wide, though. Fuller back in, tried to pull it back out from the stick. We'll just do the same. Puck gets free back over to the near side corner. Chip back and forth. Moorhead just trying to find some space. Now they have it. Moves to her left. See if she'll head towards the hash mark. She doesn't. Drop back pass over to the high slot. Shot comes in. Misses wide back into the corner once more. Moorhead still holds the zone, though. Bemidji been stuck back almost 2 minutes in their own zone. Finally cleared out. It's going to be an icing call if it doesn't touch the goalie. It doesn't.
And boy, did we need a break.
Yeah, just under 2 minutes. Yeah, 15:07, so a minute 53 for that shift. And that's on the opposite side of your bench, too. So you can't.
I was hoping the ice was tilted in the first period, and the Jacks are going to have the opportunity to have the downhill ice, but now we got, it looks like Runnigan on the draw, comes back to the point. Shot one hit a bunch of traffic. And then Larson forces it out to the neutral zone to make the Spuds regroup. So who do we got to join us from the Farsi in the second here? Oh, driving the net. Great save by Byron. So we should have a couple of girls joining us from the varsity squad here for the second. And looks like the Jacks are going to get a penalty for hooking. Or is it going to go to the Spuds? Didn't he blow the whistles when the Jacks played it?
Yeah.
Box
Maybe
has
it
got
was
the
just
Spuds
late on the whistle.
door open.
Oh, yeah, now he's pointing to the Bemidji side. You're right.
So it looks like Pemberton for the hook.
That's the parents in the
Jacks are on the
box.
scoreboard, or on the score sheet now. So the Spuds trying to control here. Carlson's going to wrap it up, make him go 200 feet. Nice play by Carlson. So Carlson, Knutson, Fuller, and Frank are your killers. Spuds driving through. That one's going to be nicely played by Frank. And offsides is going to be the call on the Spuds. 1:39 left in the penalty to Pemberton. That is a great pregame workout for a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Spuds control the draw here, go cross ice. They're looking to set it up. Now back down low. Back to the point. Right in the slot. Shot. I think that hit Frank out front or Carlson. Spuds back down low. Out to the point. Now to the top of the circle. Back out to the top. Shot and a goal.
It's that same corner too, Doug. They've been intentionally just going for that upper corner. That's just over that right shoulder of the goaltender. It's a tough one to get. But boy, there's not a lot of space there even to hit it. You see that coming out from the point this time. But that same spot, that upper corner of the net, it's kind of a sniper shot, putting them back on the scoreboard to make it 4-0 on the power play.
Note to self, no more power plays for the Spuds. Spuds gain the offensive zone. And now try to center. And O'Brien throws it up ice. The arm's up. That'll get us another icing. So this faceoff going to come to the right of Byron, who's not playing bad. They have some pretty good shots.
No, they are very tough shots, and they're getting some open looks, being able to pick their spot.
Yep. As a general rule, if she can see it, she's pretty good at stopping it.
Yep.
That one's hitting the brakes going by the benches.
It's just tough. If it comes to the other side of the net, that's glove side, and it's easier to get that glove up there. It's just more an awkward motion.
Here comes Knutson. Got Novak with her. Wongberg playing her second period of JV. Kept in by Bakke. Bakke going wide. Bakke gets the shot on goal. And here come the Spuds. 4-on-2. They dump it off and go off for a change. I might have taken advantage of the 4-on-2 there. O'Brien trying to drive, get it out of the zone. Picked up by Knutson. Jacks go off on a change. Here come the Spuds, a little bit of speed, trying to get around Frank. Shot, that one was blocked by Carlson. Now Frank getting hooked a little. And Carlson gets it in the offensive zone, but that's about the end of it. She picks it up again, though, throws it cross ice. Knutson back to Frank. Frank throws it on net. Quick save by the goalie. No shot's a bad shot at this point. And here come the Spuds. Number 8, trying to get through some traffic. What a dish pass. And Byron got the save. Oh, we got 6 orange out there. The ref's right on top of that.
There is a bit too many. You can see still 6 on the ice.
Yep, clearly a violation. Can still count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you know what? So are the Jacks.
Oh, really?
Still standing 6 out there.
I think that somebody just came off the bench,
okay. Because I'm like, both teams have 6. It's a new game.
That would be a weird coincidence.
Baki.
Unless the coach just says, "Oh, okay, this is what we're doing."
Yep. Frank Fuller here. Is that Knutson or Carlson over there? I can't tell. Oh, Fuller tries to keep it in the zone. Here come the Spuds, 1-on-1 against Frank. Trying to go wide. They pull up. Short-handed now. And throw it in deep. It's going to come back to the Spuds. Spuds being very aggressive on the penalty kill here. Fuller gets that one over to Wongberg. Now up to Baki. Baki tries to go cross ice. That gets denied. And the Spuds throw it back in. So first 55 seconds of the power play has been pretty much all the Spuds. Fuller tries to then get it up the ice to run again. Now to Baki. That's Knutson. Has it knocked off her stick. Back to Frank. Over to Carlson. She tips it into the zone. 4 on a change. Winkler comes out. Back to Frank. Shot. Great save by the goalie. Nice hard low shot by Frank. Throws it back down low, back to Frank.
Yeah, she just missed on that second pass, and so ended up going off the board instead of Tabaki.
Offsides is the call on the Spuds. With 15 to go here in the too many player penalty. That's actually usually a good catch by the ref if, all of a sudden they go, hey,
yep,
seems to be an extra player out here.
Yep.
So Winkler and O'Brien on defense here. Larson needs to use her speed. Just trying and just can't get there first. Spuds throw it up ice. They're now at full strength. 2-on-1 here, just out of the reach of the other Spud. Shot out front. Puck still loose here. Now goes to the far corner. Right out in the slot. Back to the other D. Tipped out front. I think he could hit a Spud in the shin pad. With 8:45 to go here, Spuds still controlling play. Back to Winkler. Now comes to Larson. She throws it up ice. That hits the Spud. Knutson off on a change. Spud's driving. That one hit the post. And O'Brien wraps it around to Larson. Baki trying to get there first. Baki pestering. Now Wongberg's in there. And the Spuds wrap it around the near side. Winkler lost her stick. Spuds pick it up along the far wall. Now go behind the net. Over the hash marks, and they'll wrap it around the back of the net again. Looking for somebody to center to. Back to the point is the decision. Shot. That one was blocked out or hit some traffic. And back to the point again, top of the circle. They didn't quite get all of that. Another long shift for the Jacks here. Looking for the wraparound. Out front, shot. That hit traffic again, but then they got a shot off. Byron got it. Still out there. Didn't get much on that last one. Now Baki's going to pick it up. Jacks desperately needing a whistle here. Spuds still keep it in the offensive zone. They're starting to change on the fly here. Intercepted, kept in by the Spuds. They make a move, going wide, shot, and what a goal. Upper corner blocker side, just inside the post.
Yeah, and that's when we're the winger's coming in, and then move her to her right towards the corner where the circle is, and then the shot then comes left back to the opposite side of the way that the goaltender is moving. And then on top of it, we had a defender there in front, and so you got a bit of a screen as well. And there's just not a lot of ice there. So it's a short angle shot. It comes on you quick. It's the opposite direction you're moving, and you're screened for it. That's a tough one for a goal.
That's really tough. And it was just an incredible shot.
Yeah, it was another good shot.
Inside the post and in.
Off the post again, yeah. Yeah, they've had some sniper shots here. I'd say at least 3 of their goals have just been picks that they've been able to get.
Spuds trying to be aggressive here again. Frank with it, but it comes out to the point for the Spuds. And then out of the zone. Runningen picks it up. 2-on-2 are the Jacks. Over to Larson. She lost the handle, but then gets it in deep to Runningen. .547 and counting here in the second. Spuds coming in, trying to get around Frank. Frank plays it really well. And then the Spuds pick it up, top of the circle. Now to the point. A little backhand shovel pass to get it in deep. Melcher tries to wrap it around to Runningen. And she tries for Larson. Now picked off by Frank. Frank does see a little bit of green space. It throws it up ice. It was tipped, so icing's waved off. And here come the Spuds. Trying to get around Knutson. Saved by Byron. Now comes back out to the point for the Spuds. And that shot just goes wide of Byron. Frank gives it back to Carlson. Boy, there's just not even a lot of open passes for our girls to make on the breakout. Spuds are in the lanes. And that's, well, icing's up, or the arm's up. And we're going to get a whistle. So this one's going to come to the right of Byron. Spuds keep it in the offensive zone here, and Byron's going to say, give me another whistle. So this faceoff going to come to the right of Byron. Wongberg on the draw. She throws it behind the net. This one's going to be picked up by O'Brien. She feeds it up to Baki. And the Spuds come in, chip it off the wall. And they'll wrap it around to the near side. Wongberg kind of in on the chase. That one hits O'Brien. And then O'Brien lost the handle, and Baki's going to try and throw it in deep. Noticing the Spuds are quite patient with their passes and the puck. This one trying to get around Winkler. Shot, save Byron. She got the flipper on it. Says, give me a whistle.
Yeah, defenseman got real deep with it and said, forces that forward. She's coming in. She's got to get deep in that corner and in the circle. So by the time that she cuts left to come back in front of the goaltender, she's just in front of the crease. And so Libby did a good job, talking about Byron, did a good job of just tracking that, sliding to her right along with the play, and just being able to take that shot away.
When they get in so close, it's hard just to get it at up foot or so over that big pad. All right, Spuds behind the net here. Played by Frank. Couple of players blow tires and jointly go down to the ice. Spuds go cross ice, D to D. Played out front. Fuller will clear it to the wall. And now the Spuds drop it in deep again. Spuds looking to center. And then over to Larson. And she's just able to get it out to the neutral zone. Now played by Frank. Saved by Byron. She says, give me a whistle.
Yeah, Frank did a good job there earlier in the play, as the Spuds were coming across kind of uncontested behind the Bemidji net. She's just kind of circling out, and Frank, when sprinting at it, did a poke and got that puck off of there. And then you saw her keep fighting later on in the play. Even though she's kind of out from behind, she's able to poke the stick in a nice spot and just interrupt the shot.
$1:52 and counting here in the second. Carlson, Grand, Knutson out there with Melcher and O'Brien on defense. Spuds, couple nice passes, shot. Looked like it was going to go wide. Hit the side of the net. Out to the point, shot low, that hit traffic. Jacks have had a lot of blocked shots. 2-on-1 or 2-on-0 here. Knutson's all alone. Take the shot. Knutson, flies it up over top of the net.
And she immediately grabs her helmet. Had the 2-on-0. You want to get that shot off, and at worst here, you're hoping to get a rebound as you have Grand on the other side. But Grand did a good job of just setting that up, right? They had a little traffic here just coming across the blue line, and if Grand would have pushed up ice, she didn't quite have enough speed getting out, but instead she poked it over to Knutson, and then that drew the attention towards her. It allowed Grand to get free, and then suddenly both of them were free on the 2-on-0 rush.
Play to the wall, and now to the far wall. Larson's going to try and keep it in. She'll try and wrap it back around to Novak, although the Spuds are going to get in the way of that one. And throw it up ice. Quick tip pass. Two of them, and now 3-on-2. Spuds coming driving here. Driving still. Backhand. Still loose. Fuller tries to hit Larson. Gets it out to the neutral zone. And that gets tipped off Fuller's stick. Goes to the back wall. 34 and counting here. Top of the circle, low. That one goes wide of Byron. Played by Novak. And now back in deep where Winkler's going to try and get a handle on it. Runnigan does a nice job taking the puck away. Quick spinorama. Back over to Fuller. She lobs it out. Tries to get it over to Novak. Larson's now loose at the buzzer. Shot just wide. Two great chances here in the last 2 minutes by the Jacks. Finish up the period with a good amount of energy and effort to at least hopefully give us some hope here.
Well, and I'm sure it comes from some of the conversations with the coaches as well, with as aggressive as Moorhead had been in the offensive zone, and playing deep and then just holding possession of it. If you're able to spring free a pass, you can get behind that defense and get into a rush. And so that's exactly what's happened here a couple of times in the last minute. And unfortunately, just not able to pay it off. So you go down into the intermission here, down 5.
Yeah, got some work to do, but I think at this point, a little bit of positiveness to play with. Yeah. All right, everybody. So for now, we're going to get a quick intermission here for you. They're going to redo the ice. So good time to go get your snacks and beverages. We'll be back at you in about 15 minutes, everyone. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Testing, testing, testing. Testing 1, 2. All right, everybody, as you can see, both teams are back out on the ice. .5-0 is your score here. 17 minutes left here in the third. The Jacks finished up the second with a good burst of energy. Jacks looking to start out the third here at that same level. Ref says he's ready. Puck is down. Going to be played by Swanberg now. Swanberg gains the offensive zone, leaves over for Knutson. Fuller able to keep it in the offensive zone, throws it in deep. Spuds will pick it up and now try and break through center here. Again, kept in by Fuller. Now the Spuds are bringing it up on the half wall. Coming out through center here. Swanberg picks it up, going behind her own net. Sees a little bit of wiggle room. Hits Coe. Coe gains the offensive zone. Runnigan trying to keep it in. Runnigan steals, then loses the puck. Now stolen by Runnigan again. Swanberg going off on a change. And that one gets by Fuller, the arms up, and that's going to be icing on the Spuds. And we're going to get a face-off all the way back to the right of the Spud goalie. Runnigan, Larson, Pemberton, Lossing, and Winkler on defense. So Lossing, Swanberg here. Just kept in by Lossing on the far wall. Now that's going to come out to Winkler. Winkler tries to hit Larson. That gets picked off by the Spuds. Trying to get around Lossing. She gets a good block on it. And this one goes back to the Spuds by the hash marks. Tries to center. It's going to come to Larson. He pops it out to center. Spuds go D to D. Now they lost the handle. And they throw it on ice, or on net. Byron chipped it to the back wall. Lossing tries to get it out of the zone. That doesn't work. So they'll wrap it around to Coe. Coe throws it up to center, played by Novak. Stolen by the Spuds. Coming in with some energy here. Lossing on defense, on the backhand. They dish it back now, top of the circle. Shot. Byron was screened. Chips up off her chest. And now the Spuds will be able to keep it inside the offensive zone. Picked up by Grand. And now by Coe. Coe goes along the far wall there. And now back to Lossing. And Lossing throws it up ice. That throws the arm up, and refs say, give me a whistle. We're going to get this one all the way back to the left of Byron. So with 14:09 to go here, Jack's getting a little bit better of the play here. It's tricky, isn't it? Got it?
Got it.
I'm going to go, I think it's the 1.5 to 3 or whatever, the big adapter down to the little ones that are maybe getting wonky. So I'm going to go see Ben Stowe tomorrow and pick up a couple.
Hey. NLFX?
Yep. He's also getting me a third headset.
Oh, yeah?
So if we can get somebody, we can interview a coach or have Scott join us.
Yeah.
So all three of us can be on the headsets. There we go. So I'm going to get all new ones there. So Carlson gets it into the offensive zone. And now the Spuds come away with it. Spuds coming through center. shot. That one goes off Larson. And then that hit a Spud. Carlson gives it a heavy whack over to Knutson. Knutson's going to give it to Larson. She throws it in deep. And back where Runnigan's going to pick it up. She tried to hit Larson, goes back to his Spud. O'Brien, she swings it back to Runnigan. Runnigan tries to get it up to Coe. Coe gets rubbed out a little bit there along the wall. And now the Spuds are going to regroup. What do you know about how the varsity team's doing this year for the Spuds?
For Moorhead?
Yeah.
Yeah, Moorhead, they're doing well, so they're ranked as well. I think they're like in the top 25, they're like 14th or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough game here this afternoon, especially, if Roop hasn't made it back yet. Word is that may not be. That flight got delayed.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She really wants to make this game.
Yep, certainly does.
So she's going to come right here if she can. So the face-off just outside the Jacks defensive zone here. That one's controlled by the Jacks. Fuller tries to lob it up to Grand. And then the Spuds send it up the other way. That'll be picked off by Larson. Larson go wide. She'll throw it on net. Force the Spud goalie to play it. And Fuller's able to keep it into the offensive zone. Spuds getting a floater out here now at center ice. They're feeling a little more ambitious. Swangberg tries to keep it in. Fuller's going to play it. She chips it out to the neutral zone. Spuds will have to regroup. And a couple girls down in a heap.
She took her down as well.
Top of the circle, shot off the dinner bell or off the post, rings the dinner bell. It's like Coe blew a tire. Or is that Larson? That was Larson. And this one's going to come behind the net where Fuller will grab it. He tries to get over to Grand. Grand pushes it towards the point. And back around we go again, back to Swanberg. Battle behind the net here. Novak's in there. And now Swanberg will go back to get it. Stolen away by the Spuds. Looking to center out front. I think the pass for the Spuds would have been better off there. Novak pestering. Stolen again. Heading for the slot. Shot. Blocker saved by Byron.
Yeah, another high wrister going up towards that crossbar.
Right out front, Byron gets the save. And I think she even got the second one there. So the Spuds putting a little pressure on.
Yeah, kind of like going back to how they were in the first period, in which Moorhead just, real dominant and holding the offensive zone with their pressure, but being able to find space in the middle, back between the circles. And so we're seeing that again here this period.
10-14 left here in regulation. Still 5-0's your score. Lossing makes a couple of quick moves, gains herself a whole bunch of real estate. Then she throws it in deep. Carlson's doing a nice job of covering for her. And that one's going to come back out to Lossing, who gives it over to Carlson, who turns and spins and dumps it in deep. Play down below the net here. Jack's doing a good job of now staying on the forecheck. And the Spuds come up ice. Picked up by Lossing. She's going to wrap it around to Coe. Tips it off the wall to herself. And then she lost the handle. Lossing picks it up over along the far wall. She gets rubbed out along the boards and picks it up again. Trying to gain the offensive zone. Shot, a bouncer, played by the goalie. And here come the Spuds, still played by Lossing. Lossing's been out there a while now. That one goes behind Larson, up along the glass. Spuds right in the middle of the slot. Shot, FedExed, right over the top of the net. Right in the slot again. Now looking for somebody to pass to. Down low, right out front. That one just, Byron got a handle on it. Byron's still there, puck's loose.
Oh boy.
And the ref's got an eye on it.
Yeah.
Never went in, that's for sure.
9 skaters there in the crease, essentially. You have the goaltender, and all 5 Lumberjacks were down low, and then 3 more for Moorhead.
So face off to the right of Byron. That one comes out to the point for the Spuds. And that's going to be a penalty on Coe or Novak, one of the two. I think it's Coe.
They're just fighting, trying to get at the puck, right? And so that's not one where you're trying to impede the skater coming through or trying to catch back up. That one just, you have your stick, you're fighting for the puck at the same time that forward takes that initial step to get going, and your stick just happens to be there and ends up in a trip. It's just kind of inadvertent. It's too bad, but it's the right call.
It's the right call.
Yep.
Blocker save there by Byron. Carlson
nice play
with Knutson, 2-on-1. Carlson takes a shot, goes wide. Spuds looking to set it up here. Shot, good save by Byron. Spuds looking to take the shot. Pad save Byron. That's 2. And this one will be Carlson's to pick up. And she gets it up ice.
That last 2-on-1 rush for Bemidji, Carlson did a great job of springing that puck free and getting behind the defender and setting up that 2-on-1. And unfortunately, that shot comes in. She's made the decision early to take that shot, which is great, but it's got to be lower, and you've got to get it to come off those leg pads so that way your teammate has the opportunity for the rebound. And unfortunately, she just missed wide on the shot attempt, so it turned into a rush the other way from Moorhead.
Fuller takes it and throws it all the way up ice. 44 to go here in the penalty to Coe.
That one's going to be a check or a board.
Looks like checking. Lost things down, but she's getting up.
Yeah, that one comes away from the play really as well. And Johnson for the Spuds. It may have been her momentum that took her into the boards, but nevertheless, a little bit more physical than supposed to be here. And
put you in the box for a couple.
Yeah.
Lousing here in the draw. Melcher and O'Brien on the defense for the 4-on-4.
For 39 seconds, we'll have the 4-on-4.
Spuds will come through center ice with a little bit of speed lined up here. Nice job by Lossing to slow that down.
Yeah, that's not what Moorhead needs is more space on the ice, and so it's going to be tough with the 4-on-4.
Melcher going behind her own net. She'll wrap it around the wall, but nobody home. And
another
we're
penalty.
Going to get another penalty on Moorhead.
Yep, it's going to be on 22.
What did you see? I think I missed it.
Yeah, so that one's a slash. And just in front of the blue line here. And so
34.
Oh, is it 34?
Call it a slash?
Yeah, slash.
So 4-on-3 for 8 seconds. Then we'll get a 5-on-3 when Coe comes out of the box for about 1:28. So Jack's going to be 5-on-3 here for a good minute and a half. Carlson on the draw. That one's going to be kept in by Swangberg. She nice job trying to skate with it. Carlson rips. That one goes wide. Coe's out of the box. Fuller down low. Skating with it. Fuller to Carlson. Back to Swanberg. We had nobody at the other point. Shallow angle. This one's going to come back to Carlson. To Swanberg.
Great pass.
Swanberg rips it off the crossbar.
Straight up in the air. Well, that one's about an inch lower, 2 inches lower, and that snipes in. But what a great shot or great pass from the point. You know, it was hard to get that puck back at the wall before it comes back out of the zone. But then you get it on your backhand, and you get that pass over to the other side point and set them up for a great shot by Swanberg.
1:02 left here in the 5-on-3. Kept in by Swanberg. She backhands it to nowhere. Carlson, she's digging in down low. Carlson goes skate to stick. Tries to put it out front. Fuller rips one. That's going to come back to the point. Picked up by Swanberg. Swanberg dishes it over to Carlson. Carlson shoots. That goes off a shin pad. She's going to pick it up again. Back to Swanberg. Over to Fuller. Fuller won't hesitate to shoot it. Shot. And right in the old breadbasket with 35 left here in the 5-on-3.
Yeah, you know, I realize it's just a 5-on-3, but you know this might just be what Bemidji needed to get a little confidence, right? Because now they're able to get some passes.
Room.
Yep. So now you're going stick to stick on passes, moving the puck around, cycling a bit.
So this one played by Byron. Played up to Swanberg. Swanberg hits Coe. Coe gains the offensive zone. Coe dishes it back. Back to Swanberg. Puck's out front. Tried to hit Knutson. And danger. 5-on-3. Here comes Moorhead. On Byron. Save Byron. She still got it. 30 seconds left now of a 5-on-4. So the Jacks get caught back. Shot. That one tipped high up over the net. Spuds still with it. Shorthanded. Flipper saved Byron. Now we got a bunch of tired power play girls out there.
Yep.
That one's off the side of the net.
Last rush.
Fuller tries to stretch out Grand, but gets tipped up onto the bench.
Yeah, timing-wise, it didn't quite work out as Bemidji got stuck out there on the ice. And, you know, as that puck kind of got thrown up ice, Byron kind of looked like she was going to go and attack and be aggressive with it, but then she backed off. And so kind of got caught in no man's land there. Did a good job, though, on the save after Moorhead got the shot off.
Back to 5-on-5 hockey here. 4:06 to go in regulation. Winkler throws it up ice. Runnigan has a handle on it. She's going to try and throw it in deep, but gets pinched off by Moorhead. Lawson and Winkler on defense. Nice job by Lawson on the spinorama. Tried to get it out to Larson. And Bemidji's going to chase it all the way back into the Moorhead zone. So I haven't seen Frank out here in the third period, so she must be keeping
I think
2 periods of eligibility for varsity.
It's been that way for the past couple of weeks where she's been playing 2-2. And so we'd seen Swanberg, who in the varsity they're using her more on forward, but here in the JV, so she's been replacing Frank then in the third period.
Stolen away by Moorhead on the backhand, now turns to the forehand. Byron just stuffed her with the flipper. Just denied her. But O'Brien along the back wall throws it up here on the near wall, but Moorhead picks it up again. Moorhead getting a little mojo going. Puck's right out in front of center. O'Brien's going to pick it up. She sees a little bit of green space. Off to the races. Tips it in deep. Grand right out front. Oh, good opportunity. She just couldn't get anything on it. With 2:42 to go here, this one comes back out to O'Brien. O'Brien gives it over to Novak. Novak will throw it in deep. And here come the Spuds trying to tip it through center. Melcher will be the first one there. Novak's the second one there. And they'll spinorama, try and gain up some speed. Gain the zone here. Going wide left. Now behind the net. Passing out to center. Now Novak's going to pick it up. She tries to get it over to Larson. And that goes up onto the bench. Jack's going to change him up here with 1:47 to go. See somebody turn the heaters on. I was just starting to feel chilly in here. Somebody just got smart enough. Carlson, Larson, Knutson, Fuller, and Swangberg. Stolen by the Spuds. And here they come through center. Oop, I'll get you fixed up there. 1:22 to go. Spuds trying to tip it up ice. I thought, nope, okay, icing on the Spuds. And we're going to get it all the way back to the right of the Spud goalie. So 5-0 is your score. Ooh, I didn't fix the scoreboard on that one. Let's see. Swangberg keeps it in the offensive zone. Goes in there to help. Played by Coe here. She wraps it up off the wall with 42 to go. Fuller uses the old lob wedge again. He can try to get up to Pemberton. And Swangberg and Fuller give that Spud a sandwich. And one of them's going to go in the box.
That'll be Swanberg. So probably for interference.
Mm-hmm. So with 30 seconds left here, the Jacks are going to go shorthanded.
No, they're calling it checking.
So Swangberg for checking. And face off here to the right of Byron. Spuds go down low. Cleared out. Here's Carlson. Oh, just gets it tipped off her stick as the Spuds steal. Trying to reset it up here with 17 to go. Right into the slot. Now they lost the handle. So the Jacks come out in the third. I think they played better in the third.
Yep.
By a decent margin. With 1 second to go, Carlson springs herself here, and that's going to be it. Final score 5-0, but the Jacks shut them down here in the third. So no goals for the Spuds in the third period. Couple penalties for both teams. But pretty much the Spuds played really well. Kind of had their way with us all day.
Yeah, just from the opening face-off, Moorhead just did a really good job offensively and just kind of winning the race to pucks and just being able to move it really well and then creating space in the offensive zone. I mean, there was a large number of uncontested shots, through the slot between the circles. And that's just from having good movement and being able to find some open ice for it. And then, 3 of their goals were sniper shots. They're just in a very tough angle or tough spot for the goaltender to be able to get. So all in all, wire to wire, Moorhead just played a really good game here today. It was a tough one for the Lumberjacks.
Really was. Had some good things, I think, for the coaches to talk about. Probably some bad ones. But, yeah. So we're going to finish up here. Let the girls finish. All right, everybody. So I think what I'll do here is give the varsity is going to come out here and warm up on this ice. I think I'm going to let this run. We'll get a little bit of the warm-ups, then shut it down when they redo the ice, and we'll get you the beginning of the varsity game. So hang tight, everybody. We'll come back here and chat while the girls are warming up. But for now, final score 5-0 for the Spuds. They win the JV game, and varsity to come here. 6 o'clock start time. We'll be back at you, everyone. All right, everybody, that's going to be a wrap on the warm-ups here. We're going to shut this one off, turn the next one back on, get ready for the varsity game here for you. So we're going to sign out for now, and we'll be back on the varsity.